I lacked a lot of self-confidence. You remember when we first met?
Mm-hmm.
I could not see anything pretty about my tummy.
Yeah.
Because of the stretch marks I had when I had my baby. I could not see. And you know who caused that? My ex. Because he kept body shaming me. This same thing that happened to me happened because I had a baby for you. Happened to me because I had a son for you. But now you made everything that became on me.
Mm.
Like, I'm naked and you're telling me, probably he's saying that to me so that I don't have it in my head that any man would want me in case I want to walk away, because he knew then that he was emotionally, all right? But maybe that was what he was doing. But indirectly, he was killing all my morals.
Mm.
And no matter how pretty people tell me then that, oh, you're so beautiful, to me, I felt really ugly.
I went to my husband's house the first time when he was still dating. I didn't even know that they was facing me and slapped me. You see, sometimes don't blame the rich when they don't understand the problems of the poor, because these children never know exactly. Yeah. If I never went to national college, I don't know how God prepared my life. I probably won't understand what poverty is all about. I won't understand why people are shouting every day. In my house, in Obani Koro, number 2, Fawole Lane, we had a industrial generator. I don't even know that. I never knew there was anything called like NEPA, up NEPA and down NEPA. Once the light goes off, it comes on, like in 1 second, the light is up. My granny was like one of the richest women in those days. I had the car to myself that takes me to school and bring me back. The only time I experienced poverty was when I married my ex-husband.
How was that for you? Because
initially,
you came from home where there was always lights, and then you had to now manage with this guy.
It was fun. I remember the first time that
Let me tell you why it was fun. Because you had lived in wealth.
Yes.
So this was like some sort of journey, an adventure.
Yes,
for you.
It was an adventure. And you know,
imagine poverty being an adventure.
You know, and when I clocked 18, I had an account open for me because my grandfather had done his will in a way whereby money was paid into our account as grandchildren. So I had money. You can imagine, as a 1997, 98, I had over 100 and something thousand in my account. Do you understand? As a 25, 26 years ago, little monies that they put into our accounts for, whatever domestic things that we wanted to buy. And I never used to use it. So, I mean, I didn't know what they call poverty. I was never broke. I just never had the attention I wanted. I never got that attention, based on the kind of parents I had. My mom was never there. Even after she came for a while, she took us. I ran away. I ran back to the house because I couldn't live with her mental health. I didn't understand all that. And I wanted to go to school. And my mom didn't have time. Because sometimes she's in her moment. And my mom denied medication. She refused medication because she termed it as spiritual. Granny. And I mean, so for me, when I went there, the only thing I just wanted was the attention that I was getting at that time. The whole, the people living in the house with him, I thought they were all family. It was gradually I knew that they were tenants. I never knew what was called tenants, because in our home there's nothing called tenants. Anybody coming to live, there's either family or someone's friend or someone's, There was, I said, okay, tenants. Oh, I thought that woman is everybody's mom. I said, no, that's the landlady. I said, oh, okay, your mom. Oh, yeah, your mom is late. But I thought she was like your mom's sister. I said, Iyabo, this is a rented, like people can rent one room. Oh, you can rent one room for real? I didn't know. And when they took light and we had to spread the mat outside, I was so happy. It was fun until, it hits me. Until when I started getting broke, because I had to first withdraw all the money I had in my account. And that's why I opened my first shop. I was 21 when I opened my first shop.
Yeah, you were quite the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because you're always doing something.
Yeah, because they cut me off. They literally cut me off everything. The money was not entering into my account. They didn't freeze my account. My dad actually did that. But we had the fight back and forth, and then they allowed me to take my money. And when I took the money out of that bank, I knew this book can freeze this account. So I just went straight. But they even stopped giving me anything. I didn't receive nothing. And so then it started happening to me. Like, okay, no money.
Yeah.
How am I going to survive? I said, oh, God, come bring money. It's like, I don't have money. What do you mean you don't have money? But you told me this. So the problem started.
Welcome back. Welcome back. That was Iyabo Ojo, aka Queen Mother, aka Secretary. Well, it is what it is. She has painted a picture, and it is that of a man who she is no longer married to, an ex-husband that got a lot of people talking. I mean, people said, "Oh, kudos to Iyabo Ojo. She was so elegant in the way she handled her daughter's marriage. Like, she made it look and appear like, oh, all of that. People said a lot of things. While some people castigated it, a lot of things have been said. The point is this: her husband, ex-husband, was present. Now, this is what Yoruba people do. I mean, it's a cultural thing, and there are times that both individuals will not like want to see eye to eye, or they will show to the public, you are here, but you are not welcome. But they did what they did, and everyone had his or her own moment. The marriage went and everything. I guess they somehow must have settled their differences, and the guy too is in a good place. Ever since he left Nigeria, I think he lives in the US. He's in a good place, sort of, like, kind of. So Yabo Jotu, with her struggles and all that she had to do, she's where she is. But let's look at some of the things she said. She said that the guy used to body shame her, and this body shame came from giving birth, and also our own physical genetic makeup that could make a woman appear in, appear as certain appearances in certain parts of her body. And the guy would be like, you think. Now, this could come from inferior complex. The guy could have that kind of mentality. Oh, she is from a place where I am not from. I mean, financially. Now, it's not like maybe um she's, I guess I could say, middle class, but this guy is from the trenches. So regardless of whatever she's saying that she had when she was young, it's gonna be difficult, sort of, around that time frame that she's saying, that you will not know that there are people who are not fine, because regardless of your location, even when you are inside of the car and they are driving you past the street, don't forget that the way Nigeria, or let's say Lagos, where she's from, where she lived, the way it is structured, you cannot pass without seeing the trenches, unless you are living in a different part. But if it's the mainland, you will always see trenches around you, even if you live on the island, unless what you do has nothing to do, with outside of the location that you are. Just, okay, let's say you live in Victoria Land, and from Victoria Land down to the airport, you travel, you come back, that's it and nothing more. On your way from the airport down to that your Victoria Island, you are going to pass some roads and some streets, okay? Somehow you will know that poverty exists. You will know it is not possible. You will see people on that bridge of CMS hawking, selling from the airport down to, this thing has been there. So you cannot, although it's part of those things, I guess she's speaking from a place of hurt. And when you are hurting, maybe she has healed, sort of, you will want to make that person know that you are from the trenches, and I'm not from the trenches. My parents were okay, fine. They took care of us. Things were fine. My grandmother, my grandfather, they did it, even if my mom was not there. But they did, and they took care of everything. And the thing is that at the end of the day, she kept her mom with her all through this journey, and did what she could for her mom till her mom passed away. So that's a good thing. We all have challenges in life, and at times we make wrong decisions. And the thing is, when women who are from a place of, let's say, wealth or riches, when they go for a man who is from the trenches, they matter the long. But men are encouraged to pick women from the trenches. That's one part. I have to be balanced in this talk. Men are encouraged to raise women from the dungeon, to raise them, and they will say, hey, what did you do? What have you done? What have you done that other people have not done? So these are part of it. Now that we are talking of feminism and all of that, yes, it is what it is. So it's the point. I don't want us to lose that part of it. Is that regardless of what has happened all through the journey, which is a learning phase for everybody. Plus the guy, he has also done his own thing. Iyabo Joe is not a perfect person, so both of them must have here and there. They eventually broke apart, and but they came back to do what they needed to do for their daughter. Now, that guy also, he has stepped out of that trenches. He's now in a comfortable place. And this wedding cannot fly without him also bringing something handful. Like, okay, this is what I have brought for us to run this wedding. And you saw the way he sat, stretching his leg, pulling his body up. Why? Because of the stories so far that has been on social media. And he's also trying to position himself. He's also having a little bit of guilt. He's also having a little bit of resentment, a little bit of, okay, we'll do it together, like anyhow. Because if you ask him, he also has his own story to say that Iyabo Joe will not say about herself or about whatever she did. So, life, everyone has one thing or the other, but that does not mean that we don't have bad men. We have bad men the same way we have bad women. But they've been able to kind of arrange their sour grapes sort of together for that day. End of story. End of discussion. That's basically what it is. Like I said, people are applauding her. Like, oh, Iyabo Joe, wow, with all what you have said, you've been able to, like, you didn't hold down this. But at times, you want to bring that person close. Like, come and see. Come and see where I'm from. Yeah, come and see that both of us, we are not from the same point, place, and our status far different in life. I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this. Drop your comments. See you guys in the next update.